In a recent magazine article, it was reported that minority births in the United States outnumber births among whites, and experts say that this demographic shift will have broad implications on the nation's economy, politics, and culture. Personally, I partially agree with this statement because if the demographics of a country change, it is wholly inevitable to have an effect on politics and culture. Groups that were formerly minorities will come forward and have more to say on issues that affect them, unlike in the past. With an increasing number of people that have different cultures, it is likely that their cultures will integrate into the culture of the U.S. as a whole. What I don't entirely agree with is how further immigration or demographic shift will objectively affect the U.S. economy as a whole. The aspect of the economy as it pertains to demographics is entirely dependent on education. Demographic shift will affect politics because issues that were important to a minority group before will suit a majority group in the future. Since the role of a democratic government is to suit the wants and needs of the many, whichever group is the largest racial, ethnic, or religious majority will have the loudest voice in politics. What was once a popular issue to white Protestant males, which were and currently are a demographic majority in most areas, save for Texas, Washington, D.C., New Mexico, Hawaii, and California, according to the article, may not be such an important issue when they are eventually a minority in coming years. Culture will, in my opinion, be affected by demographic shift because growing groups of minority populations with their own cultures will be integrated into the U.S. culture as a whole. This is not necessarily a bad thing, as different cultures can be beneficial in the lives of others. But I feel like this could cause problems in the future due to people thinking that their culture is being phased out. Although most people share a culture, the American culture, as observed by recent immigrants quoted in the article, other subcultures will likely to become more pronounced in observable day-to-day life. Economy may or may not be affected by demographic shift. New education opportunities available to current minority groups may challenge the previous condition that blacks and Latinos had lower levels of education, as opposed to whites and Asians. In the case that education is improved for minorities, future jobs will remain the same, if not better. The only thing that will change is the appearance of the people working those jobs. But if this is not the case, and if the large and growing demographic groups continue to have low levels of education, it will not be beneficial for the country because then we'll have a majority of people with lower levels of education. In conclusion, I am of the opinion that politics and culture will most likely change with the demographic transition in the United States, and the economy may or may not change dependent on the results of educational progress.